Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ako po si Atty. George Erwin Garcia, pansamantalang humahalili kay Mr. Public Service Kuya Daniel Razon dito sa kanyang programang Bawal ang Pikon, Get Straight with Daniel Razon. Usapang Bangsamoro muli ang ating tatalakayin. Ito ba'y talagang road to perdition o ito'y naghihintay na magandang kinabukasan para sa ating bayan? Sa ngayong araw na to, ating po makakasama ang mismong chairman ng House Committee Ad Hoc on the Bangsamoro, ang 2nd District Congressman ng Cagayan de Oro, Congressman Rufus Rodriguez. And we will welcome him to the program. Sir, good morning.
Good morning, George.
Good morning, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Let's be seated, sir. Sir, ano daw ngayong araw na to kayo daw gigisahin. Gigisahin. Ano bang, tama bang description yun? O talagang this time haharapin mo na itong, consistently nag-o-object at nagpo-propose na amendment si Congressman ng Zamboanga?
Well, we're always ready to always answer the question of the good congressman from Zamboanga City, Congressman Lobregat. But we have made our arrangements with the vice chair. I have 8 vice chairmen. And so we have decided that no one person can last, in all these interpellations. So the vice chairmen have their designated time to be the one to defend, because after all, they also are very well versed with this, because we have gone through this for the past 9 months, George. So therefore, after me the first day, the second day was Henry Wamina, Vice Chair Wabinal. And it so happened that he was the one he asked during the time. If he asked the first day, I would have been the best. Yes, so the first day I answered the interpellation of the Honorable Ronaldo Zamora, the minority leader, and then former Budget Secretary Andaya. But he was not on that slot, so he was on the next day, and the next day really was Congressman Nominal. In fact, the third day was called Vice Chair Tupay Laong.
Sir, why do we have to settle doon sa chairman at vice chairman's draft when there is that original draft?
Well, the original draft, there were 2 documents.
Yes, sir.
The document of the proposed amendments. We have consolidated all the amendments of all the congressmen.
In 49 hearings, actually.
Yeah, 49 hearings. So, nandyan yan. It becomes unwieldy if we will go section by section on each of these sections, because for a section, there are 7 proposed amendments. How can you relate each amendment? So, as chairman, I started to draft on my own what I believe are the consensus points.
Yes, sir.
And I came out with a chairman draft. So it will be the working draft. From that working draft, incorporating already the different proposals as I see it, with more consensus, I put them there. And then if for those who feel left out, because we did use the consolidated proposed draft,
yes, sir,
then we were open. And in fact, the vice chairman's draft, which was then amended together with it is now called vice chairman and chairman and the vice chairman's working draft. During the voting, we allowed each one.
Amendments pa naman. Tsaka nakapag-propose pa rin sila ng kanilang amendments.
Definitely.
Yes,
in fact, Congressman Lobregat had more than almost 100 interventions. And we have always allowed him to ask.
We have seen that actually
in
television.
We were open. And so, but we were on this working draft. So the working draft became the basis for the debate in the ad hoc committee. Now, after the working draft, we approved a substitute bill which entirely changed the previous ones, because we have made amendments either by deletion, George, or by amendatory language to conform to the Constitution.
Pero sir, ano po masasabi nyo doon sa ibang sektor nagsasabi na railroad dyan
No,
sa House of Representatives?
was it railroad, because we had 51 discussions, we have about 10 executive sessions. So we discussed all of these things.
Yes, sir.
And then finally, even if we have the working draft to facilitate discussion, we did not railroad anyone, because during the time of the discussion before voting, I recognized everyone, all of those who wish to participate. Not one was shut out.
Correct. So, yun naman ay napapatunayan talaga na lahat ng sambayan ng Pilipino nakatutok noong
kita talaga ang ang mga discussions doon. After every discussion, we went page by page, meaning on a page by line. And so every page, then I asked if there's any proposed amendments to the draft, and if there were, I recognized them, and then there was a debate, and then some were accepted and some were not. because we had voting after every page.
Sir, ito panoorin niyo po muna yung naging panayam sa inyo ni Kuya Daniel nung huli niyong pagpunta dito sa kanyang programa.
Matutuloy pa ba sa palagay mo itong pagbalangkas ng Bangsamoro Basic Law?
Well, the premise there is that we really need a Bangsamoro Basic Law to have lasting peace in Mindanao. But at the same time, the Mama Sapano incident has eroded the support of many of our congressmen on this particular measure.
So does that mean na yung lasting peace na hinahangad natin hindi magkakaroon ng katuparan? Yun lang ba ang tanging solusyon?
Yes, the point now is that while we are for lasting peace, we want to put in our bill safeguards that instead of getting peace, we might have more problems if there is absolute control by the Bangsamoro government in their area. Especially because of what happened. Ngayon pa nga, hindi pa nga sila in control. Hindi pa wala pang Bangsamoro government doon. Hindi na nga makapasok ang ating mga policemen to carry out a legitimate warrant.
Nang walang clearance.
Nang walang clearance. What will happen if they will be now in control of this area? We are not going to call it territory. There's only one Philippine territory, and that is the Philippines, a national territory. So in their area, how much more if they will be in control of their area?
So having said that, how can it be the key to a long and lasting peace if that is the case?
Because first of all, the most important provisions of the BBL are on the powers of government. In this particular case, our proposed law will be able to give them more exclusive powers for education, for health, and for social services. And then there are concurrent powers and there are reserved powers of the national government. Meaning, for the first time in the history of our country, a region is given really full political autonomy to be able to decide on their own how many buildings, how many school buildings they would need, what will be their daycare centers. So all of these are given to them. Secondly, it will also achieve peace because we are not only giving them greater political autonomy, we're giving them also greater fiscal autonomy and financial assistance and financial support.
But that's just on one side, diba?
Yes, that's one side. That is on the base. But these are the meat. Now, the only thing now is that we will make sure that there is no, on the public order and safety issue, on the Bangsamoro Police, then that should be very much clarified. That it will be the national government that has full control of the Bangsamoro Police Force.
And the present name, sir, nito, as proposed, is the basic law for the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
That's correct, because we have seen that there may be characteristics of a sub-state.
Yes, sir.
And the Supreme Court will never allow sub-state.
Definitely.
That was decided, George, in the MOA AD case of North Cotabato versus Executive Secretary. So therefore, to make sure that there will be clearly our substitute bill, the one that replaced the original one, will be constitutional, we have therefore removed. What are those removed? First amendments. What are those amendments? In the first section itself, on the naming of that law, of this law, instead of basic law of the Bangsamoro or the Constitution or Organic Act of the Nation of Moros, that's the meaning of Bangsamoro. No, it
parang
is
separate tuloy
separate tuloy sila. So ang ginawa natin, it is now basic law of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
Yan.
That
Just
they
to
are-
emphasize the
to
provision of the Constitution.
Correct. That they're merely an autonomous region, although given enlarged powers. And so therefore, it is now called BLBAR, not BBL anymore.
Correct.
That is now the new change. Now, as I have stated with Daniel in the past interview, from territory, Article 3 on territory, instead of putting territory of the Bangsamoro, hindi na. Pinalitan natin kasi alam mo yung territory. It is one of the four elements
Of the state.
under the Montevideo
And
Convention.
therefore, pag naglagay ka ng territory, parang estado
Or
talaga
estado
sila.
ka. So therefore, wag na natin tatawagin ang area nila na state. We have changed the original bill. It is now called Article 3, Geographical Area of the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region.
Ayun.
So to be clear, third, naalis natin, deleted yung wali. The wali kasi is under the bill will be the titular head of the region
ceremonial ang dating.
on doing ceremonial powers. If you do that, it is as if there's a sub-state. Only a state has a ceremonial head.
Yes, sir.
If you're in a region, no, because the ceremonial head of the region, the entire country, is the Republic of the Philippines President, who is both head of government and head of state.
Yes, sir.
So we have removed that because this is a characteristic of a sub-state. And then we have also removed the statement that they renounce war as an instrument of national policy.
Hindi pa pwede dahil nakalagay din sa
Constitution natin.
Constitution
That is a
natin.
national prerogative. And that is a national policy statement. It cannot be a policy statement of a region.
But hindi kaya ito ay ma-perceive din that, okay, autonomous ang nakalagay din, autonomy ang ginagaram natin, na parang may semblance ng federalism.
There are marks of a federal system because in the powers of government, there is a division of power.
Yes, sir.
There is the reserve power, and this is the concurrent power.
Concurrent.
And then the exclusive powers.
Yes, sir.
Our Constitution allows Congress to establish the structure of government, which will be suited for more autonomy. And that is why we have put up a parliamentary system in the Bangsamoro, different from our unitary system.
So, hindi naman, sir, masasabi rin ng iba na ibang sektor that we have practically reduced the power of the President and the power of Congress as mandated by the Constitution.
No, because precisely, very clearly, the reserve powers of Congress, of the national government, is clearly stated, and it further provides under the number 12 of the paragraph, is that it says that all powers not given to the Bangsamoro, in the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region Basic Law,
Yes, sir.
are all reserved to the state.
Ayun.
So all the powers are reserved except those listed down in the
Ang isa pa
Bangsamoro.
sa controversial, sir, na talaga naman mali yung mga yung kumakalat at kinakailangan maklarify, yung issue din ng pondo. Talaga bang magkano ba talaga yung block grant na ibibigay natin?
Very clear. Yung
Yes, sir.
mga detractors ng BBL, sinasabi na ang laki ang bibigay natin, 75 billion. Yun ang lumalabas.
Sa unang taon pa lang, sa unang bigay pa lang.
2016, that is farthest from the truth. In the hearing of after the ad hoc committee approved the substitute bill, now there are provisions on the budget. So therefore, we have to bring
Yes, sir.
the bill to the Committee on Appropriations. And very clearly, the DBM showed the computation on how much they're going to be given. They will be given for the block grant of 4%, they'll be given only 26.8 billion. Now you say, oh, balaki yan, 26.8. But the point is, right now, in 2015, the budget for the ARM, every year, this is what they're going to get, for 2015, 24.3. So it's only an increase of 3 billion only from what they're receiving now.
Yes, sir.
So you'd have to talk at the incremental because if there is no BBL, the ARM continues, and in the ARM, they get already from the GA our support for them. The budget for the ARM is already 24.3 billion.
Ganun na kalaki eh.
Yeah, 3 billion lang additional yon.
So mali yung sinasabing 75.
75 na bagong pera, hindi ito totoo. Tapos i-add mo yung ibibigay sa kanila yung mga internal revenue allotments that are collected in the region. That's only 2 billion. So i-add mo yan. That will be 27 plus 2 at 29. And then there will also be 7 billion na development fund.
Development fund.
Yeah, for rehabilitation. I-add mo yan, only 37 billion.
Yung income sa mga mineral resources.
Wala pa kasi, kunti lang naman ang mga mining doon. So, sa non-metallic,
Yes,
is 100%. Sa gravel lang yun eh.
Yung mga tsaka yung approval nun, manggagaling pa rin sa central government, sa national
Yes,
government.
tapos bibigay pa ang share nila.
Yes, sir.
Pero ito wala na. Wala na approval no? Kasi ang non-metallic resources are all exclusively theirs.
Yes, sir.
100% sa kanila ng royalty doon. Tapos 75-25 sa metallic.
Yes, sir.
Walang masyadong mining kasi may gera eh. Oo, so kunti lang yan. And then yung 50-50 for oil and gas, wala pa naman nakita ng oil and gas doon.
Yes, sir.
So wala pa yon. So therefore, ang ating breakdown dyan, 37 billion, annual 4%, annual block grant, special development fund, the collection of the internal revenue in the entire Bangsamoro, and then yung mga kanilang mga makukolekta nila sa mga donors tax, estate tax, mga 50 million lang yan right now eh. So maliit lang. So total lang, 37 billion, not 75 billion. And of the 37 billion, George, 27 billion is already being given to them.
Dahil yun na yung era talaga ng ARM ngayon. Yes,
yun
sir.
din not era, but their budget to the GA. Kasi yung era goes to the provinces,
Tama, sir.
goes to the local governments. Hindi mas-disturb yan.
So, yun pa rin yun.
Iba yun.
Yes, sir.
That is also received by everyone.
So,
eh.
all in all, 27 para doon sa mismong entity na ito.
Yes, only
sir.
37 lang for this entity, of which 27 is already received by them. So how much is the incremental increase?
10.
For peace? 10 billion lang. Sa mga LRT lang, sa mga daan lang ginagawa natin eh.
Yes, sir.
Billion na yan eh. Ito, entire region for them to govern, I think
And so, mali
very
din yung
fair.
sinasabi, sir, na we have to amend the Constitution so that the Constitution will have to conform
No need
with
because
this basic law.
No, because we have already changed the original bill to the substitute bill, removing what is unconstitutional. That's why I challenge in the interpellation each one of the congressmen, if they see that there is a provision of the substitute bill, yung
That is
nabago na namin.
inconsistent with the Constitution.
Yeah, to show that ano yung unconstitutional because we have by deletions or a mandatory language have made them already constitutional.
Ayun, sir. Madami pa po tayong pag-uusapan. Napakainit po nitong issue ng Bangsamoro. Makalipas lang pong ilang paalala dito sa programang Bawal ang Pikon. Get Straight with Daniel Razon. Nagbabalik po ang programang Bawal ang Pikon, Get Straight with Daniel Razon. Kasama ko pa rin po ang 2nd District Congressman ng Cagayan de Oro City at ang Chairman ng Ad Hoc Committee on the Bangsamoro, si Congressman Rufus Rodriguez. Sir, dito sa Bangsamoro entity na ito at saka yung basic law, masasabi natin that this is now consistent with the comprehensive agreement on the Bangsamoro and the FAB.
Well, there are really provisions that are not found in the FAB and CAB and provisions that are in conflict with
Yes,
FAB
sir.
and CAB because we cannot deny it that Congress should look at the bill and irrespective of whether it is in the CAB or FAB, that's an executive agreement. But then when it is filed into law, the congressmen have to look because we
Yes, sir.
see it differently from the executive. We see also how we believe that if these provisions are unconstitutional, we change them.
Yes, sir.
We amend them or we delete them.
Yung ano po masasabi nyo doon sa aligasyon, nako, nagkaroon ng pangako nagkaroon ng promise na 1 million pesos per congressman na pumunta sa Malacanang and therefore matapos yun, immediately na ipasa na kaagad.
Hindi lang 1 million. Ang
Yes, sir.
sabi,
At may 50 million pa na
50
project.
million na project. 1 million cash, 50 million. There's no truth to that.
Yes, sir.
We went to Malacanang because we had our draft, the chairman's draft and the vice chairperson's draft. And we wanted the president to be able to know what are the changes that we are going to give.
He being the one who entered into the agreement with...
Because he was the one who went to the agreement. It is the president to the OPAP who signed the agreement. And we cannot accede to the letter of Chairman Murad that there will be no change na as is yung kanilang bill na sinabit ng Bangsamoro Transition Authority as is where is and then no watering down, no change. How can that be? So will the Congress be a rubber stamp
Yes, sir.
of the executive? So we have to look at it, and after looking at this, we had certain proposed amendments which we explained to the President. And we were so glad that the President agreed in most of these amendments.
Yes, sir.
And so therefore, he has agreed that even if the provisions of the CAB and FAB may not be followed in this, but it is the wisdom of Congress that this may be unconstitutional. So he agreed with this, with the other view from the legislature.
Yes, sir. So at least maliwanag, sir, na dito po sa draft ng House of Representatives, walang independent COMELEC, walang independent
Correct.
CHR, walang independent COA.
You're right. You got it right.
Yes, sir.
Very straight on the nail. Before the COA, under the original provision says, there shall be created a Bangsamoro Commission on Audit in capital letters.
Napakaliwanag noon.
Napakaliwanag noon.
Kahit na anong wordings, kahit anong interpretasyon.
Commission on Audit
Yes,
talaga.
sir.
Bangsamoro, na-remove yan. Na-erase yan. And then nakalagay doon, there shall be created an internal auditing body subject to the control and supervision of the National COA.
Yes,
Well,
sir.
we all know, George, that all agencies of government.
Meron naman talaga sila
May
sa
internal
bawat...
audit naman
Yes,
talaga,
sir.
may batas yan eh. In fact, may internal audit na sila sa ARM.
Yes, sir.
So we're just reiterating that internal audit lang, hindi yung Bangsamoro Commission on Audit.
So hindi rin nila
Out na yun.
magagastos ang pera basta-basta
Hindi.
na hindi makikita ng national government.
National will always continue to be the external auditor of the Bangsamoro government.
Yes, sir.
So all the accounts will continue to be examined. They will have an internal audit on their own for their own determination.
Yes,
But
sir.
the main audit will be the COA, which will disallow that if it is not properly spent. So that's number one. Number two, can you imagine they stated there shall be an electoral body which shall be deciding about the filing of certificates.
Samantarang very clear ang provision ng
Very clear.
Constitution.
May isa lang tayong COMELEC. And under the Constitution, you are the expert of election law, George. I have seen you practice in the in the COMELEC. You are very well versed on this. And of course, under the Constitution, there's only one body in the Philippines that will govern
Yes, sir.
exclusive jurisdiction over all elections, including national, regional, and local. So how can the Bangsamoro electoral body govern the regional elections? Ngayon, ang ginawa natin to make it constitutional, we have made a statement that the electoral body shall be the regional office of the COMELEC.
Sir, sandali-sandali lang po, panoorin niyo po muna itong naging panayam sa iyo ni Kuya Daniel.
But with what happened ngayon, at
Yun.
sabi nyo nga, it has
Yun.
eroded this, ano, no?
Yes, marami talagang galit. Ako mismo. After I received reports that fateful Monday, because it happened on a Sunday. Monday morning, we already knew about it. And so, definitely, any Filipino would feel the sadness of our people on what happened to our policemen. And that is something that we all would share. So there's a clamor now, first of all, for justice. That's why we proceed with the BBL, because we cannot go back to war. The alternative, the other thing that can happen if we do not pass the BBL, we go back to square one, we fight. Do we want that to happen? 100,000 people already died since 1972. When it started, billions have been spent to be able of the government for ammunition, guns, which should have gone to education and to school buildings. Millions, about more than 2 million, have been displaced during the war, who are to leave their places. Children are not able to study. Are we going to go back to that?
But this is the reality now. This Mamasapano
Yeah,
incident
precisely now.
happened
There has to be justice here. In other words, that's why I, as chairman, have called for our government to file multiple charges against those responsible. And the MLF, being a partner for peace, should cooperate with us by identifying the commanders who were there, and then the men who were there, who were also the ones who killed our policemen.
Pero hindi naman nila ibibigay yan. Sinasabi nga nila that they have their own justice system.
Well,
diba?
no, it cannot be that. The justice system that they have is only the personal. It is not about the criminal as of this time. There is no criminal jurisdiction that they have. Only the Philippines has criminal jurisdiction.
But I suppose you're aware that that's what they're saying.
They have an investigation. But let's not say that they will. If they will do that, we will be against that. That they will be. They're going to have a hearing on their own commission? No, it cannot be. They are still Filipinos under the Department of Justice, under our justice system.
But that's the same issue that we are talking about when we are being asked to at least get the clearance before actually going after these criminals. Na naging ugat
Yes, sa ceasefire agreement na rin yan. Pero there was disproportionate use of force. Even if that happened, if they're bound, they're not really supposed to kill our policemen. There are many ways of protocols that if there's somebody who would get in, the first thing is to say, stop muna, who are you? What are you here? You cannot come here. So then they'll be forced to leave. But you do not shoot them immediately.
So ang inyong personal na position, parehas pa rin hindi nagbabago despite the passage of the BBL, at least sa level ng committee nyo, that the search for justice should continue at the same time that they will have to surrender and we have to go after these criminals.
That's correct. We are always demanding that there should be peace for our 44 policemen, and the Department of Justice and the NBI is already finished with this investigation. They are now formulating the cases to be filed, and soon there will be a filing of case of the 90, according to the DOJ report investigation. 90 MILF and BFF are responsible for the massacre of our 44
As
policemen.
a result of
that
this,
will continue. That will.
Yes, sir.
That will. The wheels of justice are already now moving.
Yes, sir.
So that is where that is the Department of Justice. That's the executive function.
Tama, sir.
Sa legislature naman, we proceed with the discussion of the BBL.
And as a result of this basic law, do we need still to coordinate with the MILF
No
as
more.
far as operation is concerned?
We have completely deleted that provision in the original BBL that before the armed forces, the president, the chief of staff, can deploy armed forces personnel in the Bangsamoro, that there should be a coordination protocol.
Hindi na kinakailangan.
Meaning, kailangan, under the
Sir.
proposal, kailangan ng permiso, kailangan ng coordination, kailangan ng information. No more. That is completely deleted because
Yes, sir.
the Constitution, George, as you will very, very well know, provides that the defense and security of the state shall be the exclusive responsibility of the national government. It can't be shared with anyone.
Yes, sir.
So therefore, kung kailangan na pumasok ang ating armed forces at any time, no information, is needed, no coordination, nothing, because the survival of the
the
region
state.
and the state
Yes,
is at stake. So wala na yan, George.
And
That is
therefore, yung coordination
validated.
ng police, ng national police at saka local police, paano na-clarify ngayon dito sa
Well, very
draft
clear
natin?
na. Before, the Bangsamoro Police shall be organized by the Bangsamoro government.
Yes, sir.
Now, no more. You amended that. The Bangsamoro Police shall be organized, manned, utilized, and shall be integral part of the PNP and shall be under the PNP chief. Very clear na
Hindi
yung chain
na
of
under
command.
the chief minister.
The chief minister has supervision control, but
Yes, sir.
it will be always under the overall supervision and directive of the chief of the PNP.
Yes. Yung composition ng parliament, initially po, there will be appointments.
Correct.
How do we ensure that the MILF will not be able to control at least yung sa issue ng appointment noong mga appointed members of the parliament?
Well, it will be the president who's going to appoint.
Yes, sir.
Now, under the proposed bill, the BTA, that is the Bangsamoro Transition Authority,
Yes, sir.
that will be the interim parliament before the election of the members of parliament of the Bangsamoro Parliament on May 9, 2016, simultaneously with the election of the national at saka local. So, therefore, the Bangsamoro, the BTA will have 60 members. It used to be 50, but 60. Why? Because yung 23 regional assembly members, George,
Yes, sir.
has a term to finish. They're protected by the Constitution. And their term will finish on June 30.
So, walang choice kundi talagang naandyan pa rin
Nandyan
sila.
talaga siya, 23.
Yes,
Now, to allow the President more appointees
Yes, sir.
to also fulfill the statement that the BTA shall be MILF-led, which
Yes,
is
sir.
correct. That is a commitment. They were the ones who had this. Then naging 60 yan. So therefore, 23 from the previous one, from the original assembly will
Yes, sir.
continue. So we have 37 to be appointed by the President.
President.
And they will be MILF-led with the participation of the MLF. There will also be MLF appointees from the MNLF to make sure na inclusive ito, George.
Na laging meron din naman yung kabila. Yung walang naiiwan.
Walang naiiwan.
Pag-usapan naman natin ang pinaka-controversial, the opt-in provision.
Yes, open provision now.
Yes,
The
sir.
open provision, we have amended it to be able to conform with the Constitution. The Constitution says you cannot change boundaries, George, di ba? Without the political units affected voting.
Yes, sir.
Before kasi, yung open provision, nakalagay doon na only the barangays.
Pero pwede na.
Pwede. Ang barangay, 10% of the voters, pwede na sila na mag-ask sa COMELEC, we would like to join, we are adjacent.
Kahit nandun ka sa munisipyo na yun, kahit ayaw ng munisipyo mo, pero barangay gusto.
Barangay gusto. Pwede nang aalis,
Yes, sir.
either from the municipio or from the city. So they will just say, okay, 10%, plebisito kami, and then pag manalo sa plebisito, majority of the votes cast, then nasa kwan na kami, Bangsamoro ba? No more. We have included the phrase, on voting through a plebiscite from all the political units affected.
Yes, sir.
And so therefore, let's go to Iligan because this is one of the adjacent areas to contiguous to Lanao del Sur or Bangsamoro
Hindi
area.
ba pwedeng barangay lang ng Iligan?
Hindi pwede yung barangay ng Iligan, yung 6 na barangay nila. Hindi. Ang magboboto dyan, the entire city of Iligan.
Yes, sir.
An Iligan city is 95% Christian.
Yes,
Now, how can that barangay composed of Muslims there be able to win in a citywide
Once you
voting?
get in, can you get out of the Bangsamoro?
You have to have another plebiscite, another law. But this one is, there is one plebiscite, and in that plebiscite, we are going to have the core territory
Yes, sir.
affirm that they will be joining the Bangsamoro.
Bangsamoro.
Yung opt-in, after this bill is approved, a barangay who are adjacent or contiguous can apply for a plebiscite. But if the barangay stays a municipality, it's the entire municipality voting and the entire province. Because the barangay affects the municipality.
Yes, sir.
In terms of population, magdi-decrease yan. At saka land area kasi join yan sa Bangsamoro. Pag affected ng munisipyo, George, apektado ang probinsya.
Yes, sir.
So the entire province wins.
Oo nga.
So votes. So therefore, how can there be a barangay just deciding to go there? No,
Personally, sir, do you think kakayanin pa hanggang June 11 o you will be you will settle na lang na hanggang sige kahit na October ang Bangsamoro?
Kami, we still have 4 days of
Yes,
session starting today. In fact, every session day since last week when we started the defense of the measure, we always had a quorum.
Yes, sir.
At 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Bigla na lang bandang huli na-
Ang problema lang, after 2 to 3 hours,
Question ni Congressman Atienza.
kasi after 2-3 hours, medyo nagdi-dwindle. But therefore, it just shows that if our congressmen will be minded to be able to really learn from the discussion, be present and provide quorum so that we can proceed further and hear more of the interpellation, then we can finish. We can finish by June 11.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Nasaktan po ba kayo nung mga sinasabi ng ilan dyan na si Congressman Rufus Rodriguez ay nagtraidor sa sambayan ng Pilipino?
No, my conscience is clear. First, we have not received anything, any offer from anybody or received anything given.
Yes, sir.
First, we were charged that a Malaysian money is going to give to a businessman from Davao.
Yes, sir.
It's absolutely rubbish. Number two, that the president promises 51 million. Not true. There were about 35 of us who were there in Malacanang time. Nobody brought something when we left. There was no promise of the president. The only thing that we want to do is to have peace in Mindanao.
Yes, sir.
That is our crusade. That is my...
And having came from Mindanao, will this bring peace to Mindanao?
Yes, I really am an advocate of that. It's about time that we end this problem in Mindanao. And then there's also the allegation about this drug money from Wang Bu. I don't
Yes,
know how
sir.
it came to that.
Sa Bureau of Immigration.
But so our conscience is clear. We have not betrayed the Filipino people. We have made sure that by achieving peace in Mindanao, our bill will be constitutionally can be upheld by the Supreme Court. So we have made changes. Well, the deletions that I have proposed at first were deletions, but
Yes, sir.
then the vice chairman said that why don't we look at a mandatory language like the Bangsamoro Commission audit. Mine was to delete the entire section. They said no, we will.
Kaya naman palang gawa ng
Kaya
paraan
ng
sa
paraan.
pamamagitan ng words.
By words,
Yes, sir.
instead of Bangsamoro Commission audit, ginawa natin internal auditing body lang.
Yes, sir.
So I also saw the middle ground, and so that was approved. And then also the COMELEC is clearly now in control because the electoral body has become not an independent body of the COMELEC, but
just a
regional
yes,
office.
sir.
So there is no betrayal. My conscience is clear. We are moving towards peace through a bill that is fully constitutional.
And inclusive.
Inclusive, yes, because
Yes,
we
sir.
include everyone. Because the bill is not only for the MILF. It is good for the entire Bangsamoro people, including the inhabitants in that area, meaning including the non-Moro indigenous peoples and the Christian settlers. The Christian settlers, under the bill, will be protected in the land that they are possessing and which they have titled. That cannot be anymore be taken away from them. For those who allege that the Muslims who were dispossessed illegally, there is a transitional commission that will pay them, not by the Christian settlers who are now owning it. The government will pay them if there were really injustice.
Sir, ito, quick question. Talaga lang kailangan ko maitanong. Kapag na-create na natin ang Bangsamoro entity, there is no way by which this entity can give up our claim over Sabah.
Yes, the Sabah claim is completely separate from the Bangsamoro. In fact, the President Aquino has said that this is still, the claim is still there. It has not been dropped.
Ayun.
No dropping of the Sabah claim. It is there. The executive is still studying on this, on how to proceed further. There is no dropping of the claim, also clarified by Secretary De Rosario of DFA.
Ayun.
So we continue with our claim, which I believe we have a just claim over Sabah. It is owned by the Philippines. The Malaysian, through before the British, were only renting this place called Sabah.
Maraming salamat po. Of course, talaga namang napaka-importante ng kanyang panahon. Maraming salamat kay Congressman Rufus Rodriguez ng 2nd District ng Cagayan de Oro, ang chairman ng ADO Committee on the Bangsamoro. At siyempre, sa ngalan ni Kuya Daniel Razon, dito sa kanyang programang Bawal ang Pikon. Ako po si Atty. George Erwin Garcia. Maraming salamat.